Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome to the Flying Fluffy live review of the Dallas Stars having a 3-2 victory over the Vegas Golden Knights, and that is now the series leads for the Stars is 3-2. So after dropping both games at home, Dallas has not only won 3 straight games in this series, but they are the first home team to win a game in this series. So, how is everyone doing? I'm looking forward to, I believe, Toronto and Boston is tonight. Hello, Jackson. Let's see. Oh yeah, the Kings are the latest team to be eliminated. They lost 4-3. The Kings lost 4-3 and got eliminated in 5 games by the Edmonton Oilers. So the Oilers will move on to the second round and will play the winner of the Canucks and Predators series. This is the third straight season that Edmonton has beat Los Angeles in the opening round. Twice in Game 5, the Oilers scored in the immediate aftermath of a successful Kings penalty kill. So, the Oilers were shorthanded 12 times and did not allow a single Los Angeles power play goal. And meanwhile, the Oilers were 9 for 20 on the power play in this series. Hello, Jackson. Hello, Sean. Colin says, "Go Leafs, go." Sean says, "Kyle, tell us Leafs are winning tonight."
Hey, I'm getting your lunch.
Well,
I'm gonna get you lunch.
That's what we're all hoping for is Leafs victory.
Yes, that would make for good Saturday Game 7 viewing. I'll call him Puppy. Hold on.
Let's see. Hello, Tom. So, Jason Todd says, "Is anyone else still pissed at Cooper's comments about Game 5? I think we've pretty much moved on past that." Kenneth says the Leafs are winning tonight. Colin says maybe Ottinger is not so overrated after all. So, how's everyone doing today? Do we think that do we believe that the Leafs are winning tonight? And also, do you agree with the Keen's assessments, the Keen's coach's assessment that basically the reason why the Kings lost to the Oilers in the first round for the third straight year is because of special teams? Yes, I see. We are streaming the game tonight. Let's see. Tom is asking for any update on Sam Bennett. I think it's still the same. It's still the same time frame as it was when they first talked about it. So Sam Bennett should be back for game 1, or at worst, game 2 of the second round. So Kenneth says, I don't think the Kings have won a playoff series in 11 years. Correct me if I'm wrong. Well, it's been a decade. It's been a decade since they won the cup, correct? So you're close. You're close with that. How is everyone doing this fine what day is it today? Thursday. Oh yeah, the Miami Heat season is over. Well, without Jimmy Butler, they basically got a gentleman swept into oblivion by Boston.
Okay, good. All right. Come on, let's go. Come on, I got you. Okay, good job.
The 76ers owners have bought Game 6 tickets to block Knicks fans. The owners of the 76ers and former minority owner Michael Rubin have purchased tickets for Thursday's Game 6 of Philadelphia's playoff series against the Knicks in an attempt to block New York fans from once again overrunning Wells Fargo Center. Michael Rubin announced he had teamed up with owners Josh Harris, David Blitzer, and David Edelman to purchase more than 2,000 tickets for Game 6. The Fanatics CEO said the tickets would be given to first responders, healthcare professionals, and other local Philadelphia-based organizations. Let's see. I'm not sure if Wool is in net. I have to assume he will be. Kenneth says watching any game as an opponent in Philly is likely not recommended. Well, that didn't stop the Knicks fans from overrunning the 76ers home court in game 4. But what else have we got going around the sports world? Let's see. Yeah, the Mavericks took a 3-2 series lead against the Los Angeles Clippers last night. And then in the NHL world, tonight there's only one game. Boston, Toronto. Boston, Toronto. Let's see. Yes, I see. Tonight's game is in Toronto, where Toronto has not won. Toronto has not won in Toronto yet in this series. Tom says, Utah's relocated NHL team. Yeah, I wonder what they're going to end up naming it, what the branding is. Hey, Rosado, how you doing? Kenneth says in the NFL, Steelers special teams coach is talking about Justin Fields possibly returning kicks, so that's odd. Well, at least they'd be utilizing his insane running abilities. Yeah, Rosado, it is a nice morning today. Tomorrow is going to be even better once it cools back down.
Yeah, once he gets in, I'll join you, but I gotta wait for him to get inside. But let's go.
Yeah, let me take a look at some NFL news. The Steelers special teams coordinator Danny Smith has suggested that Fields could return kickoffs, because kickoffs are
I'm finding them. Just the 2 Christmas ornaments. You don't have to go through there.
So yeah, that's right. The kickoff rules have changed, so it's going to look completely different. Kickoffs are going to look completely different when the NFL season starts again. Actually, a rule change for the better. Who'da thunk? So, Ezekiel Elliott says there's unfinished business with his return to Dallas. Sunswine says, I really thought Dolphins were going somewhere after the 70 bomb against Broncos. Hello, JC. So Jaws is about to join us, and then the excitement will really get going. Hungry Xenomorph says, over under the Leafs score 3 goals tonight. Oof, that's I would probably take the over. Yeah. Yeah, Kenneth chose the most cursed teams to root for. Kenneth is a Leafs, Chargers, and Colorado Rockies fan, correct? Hungry Xenomorph says they haven't scored more than 3 in 13 consecutive playoff games. Cohen says the only unfinished business in Dallas for Zeke is a playoff loss in the wild card. My sincere condolences, Kenneth. That must not be an easy trio. An easy trio. What's next? You're gonna tell me you're a Clippers fan too? Catherine asks, any updates yet from the Panthers morning skate? Let's let me check on that actually. Let's see. Oh, oh no. Well, this is either good news or bad news. Austin Matthews was on the ice ahead of the Leafs morning skate, but Austin Matthews will not play game 6. Oh yeah. The Bill Masterton Memorial Trophy finalists. So the Bill Masterton Memorial Trophy, which is awarded to the player who best exemplifies the qualities of perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to hockey. The finalists are Frederick Anderson, Connor Ingram, and Oliver Kylington. I would be shocked if Anderson didn't win that award with everything he went through. Let's see. When you were forced to pick a team years ago, you said Milwaukee Bucks. Let's see. Any word on Bennett? I'm not sure. Kenneth says Austin Matthews being out sucks. If Leafs take it to Game 7, do we see Matt Murray? Let's see. I will check for other updates. Okay. So Jameson says Ekblad, Montour, and Bennett's not taking part in today's practice, but Maurice says Montour and Ekblad are fine. Not even maintenance, just one more day is going to make them right on. Panthers forward lines are the same as the end of Game 5 versus Tampa, except rotating left wing on fourth line. So the lines are Verhaeghe, Barkov,
there we go. Let's get this right.
L. Reinhardt, Tarasenko, Stenlins, Rodriguez, and then Lorentz and Cousins with a rotation of Gadjevich, Lomberg, and Okposo. So Lomberg is skating this morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Actually, good afternoon, I should say. So what we got going, Kyle?
Well, did you hear me read the tweets about the morning skate?
Yeah, read those lines again to me. I think you said the same as at the end of the last game.
Hang on a second. Let me go back to it. Let's see. Jameson said the Panthers forward lines are the same as end of Game 5 versus Tampa, except for a rotating left winger on the fourth line.
Okay.
So the lines are Verhaeghe, Barkov, Kachuk, Luosterainen, Lundell, Reinhardt, Tarasenko, Stenlin, Rodriguez, Gadjevich, Lomberg, and Okposo all rotating with Lorentz and Cousins.
Okay. That's interesting. But when those lines were intact, that's when Rodriguez got that goal, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Jameson also had said that Ekblad, Montour, and Bennett's not taking part in today's practice, but that Montour and Ekblad are fine.
Yeah.
Not even maintenance, just one more day is going to make them right on.
Yeah. Let them. Those guys, they can sit, especially Ekblad. Wrap his ass in bubble wrap. So, all right, well, that's good news.
Yeah.
Sounds like we came out of that series in pretty decent shape, with the exception of Bennett. Like, you know what I mean? Forsling not even taking a day off, right? That dude is special. Let's put it that way. So, everybody that's ready. Robert says Leafs will lose at home, just disappoint their fan base once again in Game 6. Nah, man, if they're going to lose, it'll be Game 7. Kyle and I got a little something coming up. About an hour after we're done here, we got a little something coming up for you. Right?
Oh, would you look at that? The Marlins and Rockies are already playing, and the Marlins have the early 1-0 lead.
I never used to enjoy going to those daytime baseball games because it's so damn hot. I guess the stadium now is obviously different, but boy, when you used to sit out at JRS for a 1:00 game or something like that, I mean, you would roast. Forget about football. Forget about a football game. In the baseball, son, man, you'd be out there in July at 1:00.
Yeah.
You just put the barbecue sauce on yourself and lick your own arm. It just it was that bad, man. Sunshine says cats need rest, but they need to stay sharp. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with that. But like I've been saying, I think the first round, that long wait, I think we'll be okay. You know what I mean? I mean, it is what it is at this point, but it's almost like just getting a little bit of an extra. I'm not saying the playoffs haven't started yet, but if we had a week off, if we had rested guys for a week at the end of the regular season, you know what I mean? To get guys that might just be a little bit dinged, to get them fully healthy at this point in the year, or as close to fully healthy as you can get. That's going to pay off dividends, and the longer that these, Vegas, the longer that the Vegas and Dallas series go, that's good for, whoever is out in the West. We don't want to end up being the only team that got beat the crap out of them once we get to the finals this year. Right, Kyle?
Right. Kilo Echo November says, when I was a kid, we would go to Wrigley Field and watch the Cubs from the bleachers. It was very hot and sunny.
Yeah. The beard has reached it. It's starting to itch. It's starting to, around the the mustache, it's starting to come down over my lip, and so you see me looking at that. I'll be licking the side of my lip because the hair is all scraggly. That's a question I have. Now, can you trim the playoff beard? Can you trim the mustache so it doesn't intrude upon your lips? Is that legal to keep it from just like becoming Tom Selleck? You see what I'm saying? I'm curious about the rules there. We're gonna let Kyle trim his neck.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure playoff beards are your own rules.
Is that right?
Yeah,
right? Yeah, Nick says my beard's doing the same thing around my lips. Yeah, it's itchy, man. It's just like I feel like I got creepy crawlies on the corner of my lips. Again, it says depends on your superstition level. That sounds like and Kilo says trimming is allowed. All right, that's cool. I already did like way under here, because for me, if I let it go, I'll be Chewbacca. You won't be able to tell I have a neckline. It'll just go straight down to my chest. So I already trimmed like this area to make it manageable, so I still got to go out in public. You know what I mean? But I think the mustache hairs around the corners, man, it's bugging the shit out of me, to be honest with you. Kyle doesn't have that issue yet. Kyle's got like Kachuk's beard. You know what I mean? It's just like, you're not even that much younger than him, right? How old is Kachuk? 27, 26? I mean, Kyle, you're like right there. Matthew Kachuk. Let's see. He's 26, and he was born December 11th, 1997. So he'll be 28 before you turn 26. But yeah, so you got the same beard as Kachuk. So there you go, Kyle. As you all can tell, Kyle is wide awake this morning. Kyle, did you stay up too late last night? Was it a late night hiding out in your bedroom?
I mean, it wasn't super late.
What time did you go? What time did you finally fall asleep?
I think it was like 1:20.
1:20. Jeez, man. I mean, unless you sleep till 9:30, you should be good. Dennis says Chucky's beard is patchy as hell. Yeah, that's what Kyle's got going on. We're recording the skit video that we did for today, and he's like, I look like crap. I'm like, you look like Chucky. Don't worry about it. Hey, hold on a second. True says that I see the Chucky interview. I watched about half of it yesterday. True, I'm going to watch the rest today. I started watching it, but then I had to get out the other video that I put out yesterday, and so I was trying to listen in one ear and edit the film in the other. It didn't work out, so I'm just going to sit down today when I'm done with the other 2 videos I got to do. Then I'll try to listen to that. I kind of wanted to break it down a little bit, but I don't know if I'm going to have time for that.
Hey, Repo Man.
Yeah, go ahead, Kyle.
He's been a member for 3 months. He says, trim the lips. It's irritating. I do the same thing. Play with the hairs with my tongue.
And what's weird is I have on this corner, I got the normal beard hair, and then I have this one hair that grows from almost like the inside of my mouth. It's weird. Like you could trim like your normal razor and everything like that, and it won't get it. It won't get to it. I have to open up my mouth and try to get it. It's like on the inside of my mouth, but it'll come out and curl up. It'll like come up and curl up backwards. So it's irritating as hell. So yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I think as soon as we're done here, I'm gonna grab my Manscaped trimmer and fix it up because this is bugging the hell out of me. Sunshine says my mustache refuses to connect to your beard. My problem is that the longer this goes, you'll notice this is all turning white, but I got the mustache will get darker and darker and darker. So eventually I look really stupid. I'm not a fan of it. This is all white. It looks like I color my mustache. And like, why would I do that? You know what I mean? It's like, I wish the mustache was salt and pepper like the rest of it, and then by the end of round 2, where is it? Over here, this will be just like one long white stripe. Sunshine says you're 27 hours seeing grays on your face. I was 29 and got the crew cut, and that's when I had the first bald spot. Constantine, I can't see anything today. Again, says please share your opinion on tonight's Leafs Bruin game. Yeah. So, if I had $100, I would put it on the Leafs tonight. I'd be stupid. I'm sure most of you would say that'd be stupid, but sports chaos and karma demands a game 7 in Boston. When you take into consideration all the history, they have to win tonight. Because like I said in the little video I put out yesterday, if Toronto wins tonight, no matter what happens, history is repeating itself. It's either the Bruins are blowing 3-1 again, or the Leafs are blowing game 7 in Boston again after coming back down from 3-1. It has to happen. I just, for non-hockey reasons, it must happen. But then also, would they really do that at home? Like, would they really blow it at home? I mean, I know it's the Leafs and everything, but for whatever reason, I know this sounds really, really crazy, but I believe I can't even get it out with a straight face. Hey, Rosado, how you doing, bud? Rosado, wow. Well, yeah. Kyle, you read that comment.
No, I refuse.
Oh, that's why I'm afraid to do live streams over on the men's exclusive on the male exclusively male channel, because it'll just be me and Rosado and Nick, and Rosado asking us questions like that. You're a good kid, Rosado. I don't think he's 14 anymore. He's been 14 for a couple of years now. Aren't you like at least 15 or 16 by now, Rosado?
Kenneth says, can both happen. Bruins win an overtime, gets called back, and Leafs win.
Only if it's like a really, really controversial judgment call that makes the Leaf fans just like melt down.
Well, I saw some salt on Twitter about the
I'm sorry. You're saying it backwards, Kenneth. Yeah, both can happen. Bruins can win in overtime, gets called back, and Leafs win. Okay, yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I'd rather see that. Go ahead, Kyle. I'm sorry.
I saw salt on Twitter about how they call that goal a good goal for the Oilers.
I mean, I watched it. My blind ass pretty much saw the puck over the line. What about you?
Well, I saw that people were saying that other goals in the past have been called back when it's been gloved like that as being inconclusive.
We
And
had one. The Panthers had one called a good goal. Remember? It was last year, and we couldn't tell. And then I remember Randy breaking it down for us the next day. And if you got the right angle with the right shot and the right resolution, you could see the puck and the goal and the webbing, and it was over the line.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I also
Oh, and by the way, I have a question for the chat. I asked this last night. Most of you probably didn't watch the video. I gotta know, and Kyle has the same question. We're watching the Stars in Vegas last night, and Pietrangelo forearms again, and there's blood everywhere. They call a 5-minute. Then they go back and they look at it, and they call it only a 2-minute roughing, not even a double minor because there's the blood. So basically what they're saying is if you accidentally poke somebody with your stick and there's a trickle of blood, it's 4 minutes. But if you forearm him in the nose and break his nose and there's blood everywhere, which is a little bit hyperbolic, but there was blood, that's only 2 minutes. Did anybody else see that and have a decent explanation to me for why that was only 2 minutes? The blood is for sticks only.
but that doesn't make any sense. Just like Sunswipe
Right?
says.
Yeah, that's like the opposite. Like, oops, if I accidentally draw blood, it's 4 minutes, but if I do it on purpose, it's 2. That's literally what they're saying.
Well, Petrangelo just painted a major target on his back
Yeah,
for the remainder of this series.
yeah. Alex says Leafs are losing 4-1. We shall see. Now Hockey Guy says because apparently the blood is for sticks only. So I have to. That might be something they might want to look at, right? Like, does the rule say? Yeah, and then they complain about prison rules hockey, right? And Kilo, yeah, it should have been unsportsmanlike and roughing. I mean, the dude full on forearmed him. I mean, it wasn't a joke of a hit. I couldn't believe it. LA, at least they scored though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, karma, that's when they scored the game-winning goal. So we'll take it. But Kenneth, yeah, did Ottinger make the save last night? Forget where the goal line was. When he slid back over, and I think he just misjudged where he was, because instead of propping his skate up against the post, it went behind the post and behind the line. And they put the puck right in. But, I mean, I was the whole entire stream. I was just sitting the whole third period. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way they're going to hold this lead. There's no way they're going to hold this lead. And the bastards did it. So I'm happy. And now they got Vegas on the ropes, right?
Yeah.
Dennis says Leafs will win 3-2 in overtime. I like that. Go ahead, Kyle.
Well, I was just gonna say, we're shaping up for some pretty exciting conclusions to probably Boston and Toronto and Dallas, Vegas, because Vegas is headed back to home ice now.
Do we have anything tomorrow? Yeah, we do. There's 2 games. Oh man, damn it, Kyle.
What?
Kyle's gonna be pissed about this.
What is it now?
Well, they put the Canucks Preds. I get it because it's in Nashville. Canucks Preds is the 7:00 game, and the Stars Knights game is 10:00.
Bah!
Shit.
Yeah, maybe we should just take the night off.
Oh no, there's no way in hell. I'm not gonna miss that game. The possibility of the Knights getting eliminated, you're just gonna have to take a nap. If I can gut that out, you can gut that out. It's one late night. You're just gonna have to gut that out, man. If I can do it, you can do it.
What if there's game 7?
I'll tell you what. I'll make it sort of. Hey, shush. We'll if there's no Boston Toronto game 7 on Saturday, if there is no game 7, and we stay up late to do Stars and Nights, we don't have to do a review Saturday morning.
Yay!
If there's no Boston game that night. If there's Boston Leafs game 7, we'll do a preview. All right. I can't see a damn thing. This ain't a Panthers question, but how do you feel about the Heat getting Durant? And I couldn't. I'm the wrong person to ask that question.
Durant is old.
Yeah. You may as well ask me about horse racing as much as I know about basketball. For me, basketball stopped when LeBron left the Heat. I don't think I've watched a full game since. I don't think I watched a full game since. Yeah, Vegas with the LTIR, Dennis, right? Again, Dallas, please send Stone to LTR and Cancun. They've got him on the ropes. Dallas needs to finish this. As much as I want a game 7 on Sunday, I don't think. I mean, I would be shocked if Dallas can eliminate Vegas in Vegas, because that crowd last night really helped Ottinger, man. I mean, they would. Hey, did you guys see the masks last night? They had the otter masks, and then they had the one dude behind the penalty box, and he had a big dog mask on. I was gonna pee my pants. He was hysterical. I gotta get one of those. Screw the puppets. I gotta get the masks now. We gotta graduate to masks. I need a St. Bernard mask. You know, Fluffy's not exactly active anymore, so he's not really I can't really make, it's hard to make shorts videos with him just laying there like, this is bullshit. I'm too old. I'm tired. So I have to get a St. Bernard mask and yeah, I might get some views that way. Yeah, the otters and the German shepherds, that was great, man. Right? Sunshine says, I'd rather have Dallas close it out than to get to 7. I agree. I'd rather see it too. But closing Vegas out in Vegas, that could prove to be, well, they did win both games in Vegas, though. So it's always possible, right? How about both masks and puppets? I'll put masks on the puppets. Right? Do I have a barrel collar for him? No, he's never worn a collar. The only time he wears a collar is if I got him on a leash and we're taking a walk, which nowadays it's just out of habit. I could have him on a walk. There could be a golden retriever walk by 20 feet from us, and I don't know if he'd be able to trot the 20 feet to get to him before he'd fall flat on his face. Poor buddy, poor guy. It's almost like when Ellie passed, he said, "All right, I'm done." You know what I mean? It's kind of like that when an old couple, when a man and a woman, if the woman dies and the man's like, I'm done. I mean, I don't suspect he's going to be kicking off any day, but he's struggling. He has good moments and bad moments. We're at the point where it's like we got to praise him when he can get up on his own. That's where we're at, unfortunately. Once he gets up, he's okay. It's not like he's falling when he's walking, but getting up, he just kind of looks at me like, pick up my ass, Dad. You know what I mean? But we had a poodle. My parents had a poodle, a standard poodle, for like 2 years. They had to help pick him up. And everything else was fine. The back legs would not support him enough to get up. So who knows? I could be sitting here in 3 years saying, well, he just lays around all day, but he's still alive. Go ahead, Kyle.
Dennis says, unbelievable. That last night's Stars game was the first game the home team won.
Right. Oh yeah, JC says we need a rat mask. Boy, I'm blind. Hold on, let me blow the chat up a little bit so I can see it. Hold on a second. All right, that's a little bit better. Can I get that over here? Okay, yeah. JC says we need a rat mask at our penalty box. Whenever those tickets are purchased, it comes with a mask discount and a clause that specifically states rat mask must be worn at all times. That's actually a pretty good idea. Yeah, like discounted tickets. People would probably fight over that. Although the mask, are you talking about like a community mask? Like whoever sits there gets the mask and wears the mask? Because that get a little bit greasy. Like there's some people I don't want to wear the mask after they've worn it. Right? They had to buy a lot of masks. Sunshine, Kyle, talk about that. You saw that.
Yeah, someone drinking beer out of the catfish in the Nashville game is like, ugh.
Wait a minute. Taylor Sheets says the Leafs don't learn their lesson. Chatting, they want Florida again. No, come on. Come on, that's a joke, right? That's a joke. Where is that? Reddit? Heat fans were chanting, "We want Boston." Yeah, that was before Jimmy, before they had all the injuries and everything. RC says, "Sorry I'm late to the show, but can't wait to watch the Leafs play tonight without their reliever Matthews, who's dealing with a hurt feelings illness from Nylander calling them out on the bench. Is he still going to be sick? Has anybody heard?
Matthews is out. He was on the ice before the rest of the players today's morning skate, but then I was presumed that he left the ice before everyone else. And yeah, Matthews not going to be playing in Game 6.
There's something funky going on there. I mean, there's got to be something other than I'm sick. I mean, I realize people can get sick, but that's what now. He was already sick, then he got pulled in Game 4. Wasn't there 2 days? Was there a day? I mean, he's been sick like 4 or 5 days now. Yeah, want to rethink my $100 Leaf on the bets? No, they won without him before because it forced Tavares to actually play. Tavares was not having a good series, and they got to overtime and they did what he did.
Kenneth says when Florida wins a game and throws rats on the ice versus Boston, how do you find Marchands?
Al, do you think he has food poisoning? Yeah, I mean, maybe, but still, I mean, you're talking about 4 or 5 days. Jeez. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. We don't know the details. You know what I mean? All I know is Tkachuk went out there with a broken sternum, and he played even though he couldn't put on his shirt. And then Maurice said the plan was to get him a couple days of rest and to get to Game 7, and he was going to play in Game 7. Crazy. Okay, but I guess if you're like schwitzing all over the ice, if fluids are leaking from your body involuntarily all over the ice, it's probably not a good look either. So just stay off. The Leafs got it. Now, if he misses Game 7, the dude needs to go get a new doctor, man. That'd be almost like a week he was sick. And Nylander cries about a migraine. Rinketic, that's not why he was. Was that why Nylander was out those first few games? I thought it was a lower body.
Pretty sure Nylander got injured in the last game of the year.
Yeah.
And then that's why he was out for those couple games.
Julian, does anyone have a clue what days Game 1 and Game 2 are for us? I'm going to assume if it goes 7 games, that's Saturday. You got to figure Tuesday for Game 1 at the earliest. I mean, I said it joking yesterday. If the Leafs and Bruins want to play Saturday Game 7, go to overtime, and then they got to play us on Monday, I will be okay with that. But that seems a bit harsh. I would figure Tuesday at the earliest. If it's Toronto, might be Wednesday because Game 7 would be in Boston on Saturday. So maybe they're going to fly home and then come back, down the East Coast because you're kind of in the middle already. You know what I mean? I think Toronto's closer. Is Toronto closer to Boston and Florida, right? It's close enough. So I don't know. If Boston wins Saturday, if it's a game Saturday, if it's over tonight, if Boston finishes it tonight on Thursday night, I would think Monday. I would think Monday would probably be when it would start. So they said it was a migraine. Let's see. Dennis says I suffer from severe migraines. You can't open your eyes, let alone play a hockey game. I've had migraines before too. Yeah. It sucks. It sucks. Could I have engaged in a hockey game? If it's a bad one, no. You can want to all day long, but exactly what Dennis is saying. If it gets bad enough, you can't even open up your eyes. So, but what's going on with what's going on with the it's just like
With Mac.
migraines, food poisoning. Like what the hell? What are we doing, Toronto? Hey, thank you, Bubba. Thank you, Bubba.
Thank you,
Bubba,
Bob.
Bubba.
Thank you.
Go ahead and read it, Kyle. Thank you,
Says-
Bob.
Bob says Game 7 in Boston. Overtime loss once again. Excited to see what happens, but the Panthers are going to have a fun matchup with either team.
Yeah, thank you, Bubba. So Costa, I want to answer that. He says, why would they put Tarasenko in the third line? Makes no sense. It is because Lundell, Luosterainen, and Reinhart have worked as a line together for a lot of time, a long time, a lot of games. You know what I'm trying to say? They're very, very comfortable together. So if you need goals, right? If the Panthers need offense, you put everybody up top. Verhaeghe, Barkov, Tkachuk, and we've seen it before. If Barkov, Tkachuk get together, it's a beautiful thing, right? So without Bennett, kind of screws up the whole Tkachuk Bennett thing. So you put all the real high firepower up top. Lundell, Luosterainen, and Reinhart have worked together well before, and then Tarasenko's the odd man out. But he gives some balance to that third line, and it worked. It worked. The Rodriguez goal was Stenlund bringing the puck in and dishing it off to Rodriguez. So I understand the thought process of like Tarasenko doesn't belong in the top, on the third line on 99% of the teams, but we're so loaded that we've got such a group of guys that can play in all the different positions. I don't think it had anything to do with Tarasenko's play at all. I think it had more to do with just top loading that top line and the familiarity of Luosterainen, Lundell, and Reinhart to play together. Go ahead, Kyle.
So JC says Chucky played with a broken sternum.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about pain tolerance, right? The migraines are funky. I won't make fun of anybody for not being able to do anything with a severe migraine because I've had them. And I mean, I know what my pain tolerance is. You could bust my knee up, you could bust an arm up. I played a full soccer goalie game with a broken forearm, and that's kids play to some of the migraine pain that I've had before, where it was all I could do to just sit in the chair. So I won't criticize them for that because it's not about want to at that point. There have been times when I've had 8 times 3, 2,400 milligrams of ibuprofen, about 5 grams of oxycodone in me, and it didn't even touch the pain. So if he had that kind of deal, I'm not going to criticize him for that because I've had that before, and I know what that's like. Go ahead, Kyle.
No, I was just seeing if there's any different updates from around the sports world. Did you hear that? Did you hear me talking about the 76ers owners buying 2,000 tickets so that the Philadelphia courts would not be overrun by Knicks fans again?
That's great. I mean, and so he bought his own tickets. The owner of the team bought his own tickets.
Yeah, well, along with a former minority owner, and they were giving out the tickets to like first responders,
right. Yeah,
organizations, and like that.
That's cool on multiple levels, right? Keela says in the Army they give you a motion and tell you to walk it off. Yeah, I was going to join the military, but I joined the Air Force. Kilo, I was in Eielson Air Force Base in Alaska. And so if you were in the Army, that's basically across the street from Elmendorf Army. And we would be walking to breakfast in our civvies at like 6:30 in the morning because we didn't have to be to work till like 9 in our blues. and we'd be walking to work, and the Army guys would be across the highway jogging in formation in uniform, and they'd walk by, and we'd be like, "Good morning," and they all shoot us the bird jogging by. So we would always say, I was going to join the military, but I joined the Air Force instead. Army's totally different. So I can't speak to that experience. In the Air Force in Alaska, if I looked outside and there was a moose near the bike rack, I could call my boss and be like, "Bro, there's a moose by the bike rack." And they'd be like, "All right, cool. Just when he leaves, come to work. Don't worry about it." Show you out. No, it's true. It's true. That was like the first rule. It was like, look, we're in the military and all, but don't screw with the moose. If there's a moose there, because where there's one, there's two. And if it's mama and the baby and you come out and try to get your bike, you're going to get biked. So that happened to me a couple of times. I look outside, shit, there's a moose. There was no questions asked. I never abused it, but it was hands down. It's like, nope, don't even go near it, brother.
It's like, I mean, if you've ever seen a moose in person.
Yeah, if you've never seen a moose, yeah, like Trey is saying, if you've seen a Clydesdale, imagine the biggest Clydesdale you've ever seen that might be a baby moose. That might be a baby moose. You don't realize it on TV. And then you're driving in Alaska and you're an explorer and you're up here and you're like, that's a big moose. I mean, it's just like they don't screw around. Yeah, Kenneth. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Bubba says I own a moose in Russia, right?
One of the most horrifying parts of moose can not only swim, they can go deep underwater.
Really?
Like yeah, you could be like 20 feet in some Alaskan river, and you'd see a moose coming right at you.
Jeez, I didn't know that.
It gets attacked by a gigantic killer whale.
Yeah, that's not funny because I was in a lot of those lakes. You know, the picture of the dude in between the two mountains fishing in the river and there's nobody around. That was me.
Yeah.
I'd be sitting there and a moose come after me. Yeah, so Costas says, what happens when Bennett comes back? What would the lines look like? I would assume at that point you're just going to go back to Barkov, Verhaeghe, Tarasenko, Bennett, Tkachuk, Reinhart. Shit. There's too many good players. There's too many good players. No, that was right? Was Reinhart Reinhart was up top, or was Tarasenko? I don't know. Kyle, help me out there.
What?
When Bennett comes, we know Bennett, Tkachuk, Verhaeghe. So, yeah, Bennett, Tkachuk, Verhaeghe. So then Barkov with Tarasenko and Reinhart. Yeah. And then Lundell, Luostarinen, and Rodriguez. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, Fluffy is a squirrel to a moose. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Oh yeah, a moose would like look at a gator and kick it. Get the hell out of here. What's wrong with you? I'm a moose.
Yeah.
Yeah, saltwater croc, that might be a different story. They didn't have, when I grew up down there, it wasn't as dangerous as it is down there now. You had some crocs, but it wasn't a big deal. And there wasn't any pythons or any of that other stuff in the Everglades. You know?
Yeah.
It was that's all been new in the last 20 years since I left. You know? And there was still bass too. Now it's all Oscars. The Oscars take Oscars and what's the other one that they put in there? Not the tilapia, but there's another kind of bass that they bred. Somebody will remember the name. I forget which kind it was. Somebody will know. It's a fish that they kind of engineered. Yeah, peacock bass. Thank you, Kilo. Yeah. None of that was there when I was growing up. It was just bass, brim, and gars for like 98%. That's all you was going to catch was bass, brim, and gars, and an occasional catfish. Right? Trey says, "Don't ever eat tilapia. That's a fake fish." Yeah, you got to ask when you're at a restaurant, what is it? You know what I mean? You got to ask. Bubba says peacock bass, the only damn fish in the back lot in the backyard lake. Yeah, I mean, if they're fun, right? Um, but where I used to fish, there's people's houses now. We used to drive out way off 595. I grew up when all that was being built. So where everybody lives and all the houses and all that shit is, that was just like mud and marsh. And my uncle actually worked, he was an engineer, worked for the company that was designing all of that stuff. And so we'd be driving out there, and it would just be nothing and nothing and nothing. And he'd tell me, yeah, we're building there and we're building there. And now, like most of the spots that we used to go fishing, there's people's houses, and then they complain that it floods and there's gators. I was like, it's the you built your house in the Everglades, you dumbass. What do you think was going to happen? Bubba, yeah, the left side eyes. There's the one side you can't build on, and then there's the other side that there was nothing there when I grew up, and now I don't even. There's probably no land left at all to do anything. Right? What do we got, Kyle?
So
I can't see the clock.
it's
Oh wow. Okay. So Kyle, are you gonna need a nap today? We gotta record our skit part because we gotta. So don't run away when we're done here. I'm gonna come down there because I'm already in my get up here in my costume.
Oh yeah. One last thing I'll mention. Pittsburgh Steelers the special teams coordinator was apparently talking about Justin Fields being a potential return man on kickoffs because they changed the kickoff rules. No other player is allowed to move until the returner catches the ball. They basically took an XFL rule and modified it slightly.
Yeah, they've just been screwing with the kickoff every year. I just wait for the games to start, and I just ask Kyle, how did they screw up the game this year? Poor Kyle didn't grow up with. I miss football. I don't know what you call this, but I miss football. Nowadays, the hits when I grew up, not only were they great plays and you get all the praise and everything like that, right? And now, if a dude hits a guy like that, everybody's on Twitter calling him should be arrested for assault and battery. It's just like, Jesus. They know it's a violent game. I'm pretty sure that they're aware it's a violent game. I was aware of a violent game. That's why I didn't play. I stopped growing at about age 12. So I was the big guy in the offensive line. And then they started saying, well, you're not as big anymore, but you're really fast. So here's the ball, be the running back. And I looked at the guys that were going to be tackling me. I said, I think I'll go fishing instead. This is bullshit. I'm not going to run into those guys. Are you kidding me? And so I'm glad I did. I would have never had the size to be professional at it. So it was probably smarter that I went fishing. Well, all right, everybody. Appreciate all the support. Thank you for the super chats. And so we will. Oh, I'm short, Rinketic. I'm 5'6", but I'm about 180 pounds because I was a bodybuilder when I was a kid. So I look bigger than I am. I guess I'm not tall. I'm not exactly Joey Swole, but my legs, the muscle mass in my legs never went away. So, but not tall. Kyle's the tall one. Yeah. Kenneth says I'm supposed to run around them. Kenneth, there was a drill. I'm kidding you not. This is true. The drill was this. The defensive dude would line up 5 yards there, and I'd line up this way. And we got full helmets on and everything. And the drill was literally, I have the ball, and that dude is going to run as fast as he can towards me, and I'm supposed to run as fast as I can towards him, and we just smash each other to see which one of us is stronger and see if I can break the tackle. That was a true drill that they ran on us. One of the last times I played, by the way. And they were just like, just run, lower your shoulder and plow into them. I'm like, that sounds stupid. I'll go fishing. I'll go fishing. All right, everybody. Appreciate all the support. And we'll We'll see you 1/2 hour before the game tonight.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, everybody. We'll see you soon.
See ya.